and welcome to Coffee Ann, the longest-running panel discussion show in American radio. To make a comment or ask a question to the panel, call 401-766-1240 or email coffee@woonsocket.radio.com. And now, let's join the Coffee Ann panel.
And it is Coffee Ann here on ON, AM, and FM. Thanks for joining us on this Friday morning. It is October 4th. Nice to have you along with us. My name's Joe Callahan. At the Coffee Ann table, we'll say good morning to Tom Ward.
Good morning.
Good morning to you there, Tom, former publisher and owner of the Valley Breeze newspaper. Did you get your oil change, by the way?
I did.
Tom was a little worried about that.
They were very quick. They were very understanding that I wanted to be here for 8, so
okay.
They took care of it right away.
Good, and State Line Service, right?
I didn't know. I couldn't remember if they advertised.
Yes, they do.
State Line Service. Kevin and Donald do a great job.
Got it done, right?
They were real quick.
Excellent. All right. Also at the Coffee table, we'll say good morning to Jerry Barclay King. How are you, Jerry?
Good morning.
Owner of Jerry's Bluffing Boutique, and we'll be talking to Jerry in just a second here. But this portion of Coffee Ann is sponsored by the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce, and our relentless advocacy team supports members of all sizes and types. We work tirelessly to shape policies, ideas, and opportunities to improve the business environment. We endeavor to keep you informed of new regulations and legislative actions that could impact your business. I think you could both agree on that.
Yes.
Yes. I know the Breeze was part of the chamber. I know Jerry's is part of the chamber as well.
Yes,
and so is the radio station here too. So they can work for you. Find out what they can do for you by visiting their website at nrichamber.com. All right, nice to have both of you with us. We'll be joined by Rich Elaine a little later on this morning to talk about things going on at Post 85. Before we jump into things with Jerry, I just want to bring this up. I just can't believe how much can go wrong in Canton, Massachusetts. And there's yet another story out of Canton where a man has allegedly kidnapped his son from a Canton, Mass daycare and got arrested in Pawtucket. Wow. He drove down 95 South, got all the way about an hour later, and they got him.
Yeah. So he arrested his son. So that means I assume he's
kidnapped his son,
estranged from his wife or divorced or whatever or something.
Well, he's got kidnapping over state lines.
Otherwise, when you pick up your son at daycare, usually they don't call that kidnapping.
Well,
so I have to believe there's a problem.
Custodial kidnapping over state line, violation of a restraining order, violation of a no trespassing order.
Yeah.
This is an 18-month-old son. Grabbed him yesterday. I wouldn't say grabbed him. Got a hold of him at 3:30 yesterday afternoon and took off. They got him an hour later down in Pawtucket.
Well,
child's been returned to
the
their
baby's
mother.
okay and back with mom, and so that's good. But
yep.
What a mess.
It is, but it's
but Canton,
I know. One thing after another in
Canton,
Massachusetts.
What is the deal there?
Ever since the whole Karen Reed thing has started, it is one thing after another.
We went camping up at Normandy Farms Campground, and the Karen Reed people are out on the street corner at that Lowe's and near the casino.
Okay.
On Route 1, and they're all waving their signs, free Karen Reed, blah, blah, blah. It's a mess. I'm on her side. I'm on their side. I'm on her side. I think there's a real problem with the Massachusetts State Police, a real problem. And it's a shame that the governor doesn't just own up to it and say, we are cleaning house.
Well, it's funny. I don't know if you've heard it. I've said it a few times here on Coffee Ann. We've had Deputy Chief Tom Caloro on Coffee Ann back a few months ago, and I asked him then. I said, "You can answer or not answer. It's up to you because it deals with police. And what do you think about the whole Karen Reed thing?" And he went off for like 10 minutes on how bad the Canton Police Department was. He said they should all be fired. He goes, "I've never seen a more worstly investigated crime ever."
Yeah,
It's like so that's coming from another police officer.
Yeah.
So that's telling you how bad things are there.
Good for him.
Absolutely. All right, Jerry.
Yes.
How are you today?
I am well. It is Friday.
It's Friday, isn't it? Yay. Big sigh of relief.
Well, yeah, I hope, but it's okay. I'm here to tell and answer your question.
Absolutely. So not only do you run Jerry's Bluffing Boutique down there on Main Street next to Chance, if you know where it is, Tom. Yeah. Okay, but you also help other businesses get up and going.
I do.
So what made you decide to get into that endeavor?
Well, on May 21st, which is Multicultural and Diversity Day, World Multicultural and Diversity Day, I actually launched the GBB Cultural Connection. And that part of the business basically offers resources and a hub where other businesses that are currently providing services can come in and offer it locally in Northern Rhode Island. You know, Woonsocket is often known as the Forgotten City. So I wanted to provide a space where businesses operating in the South can actually come up north and provide resources. So partnering with SEG, they are now providing on-site one-on-one services to businesses that are starting, small businesses, micro businesses. Given that they don't have to go to Providence, they can actually use my hub as that location to get the services needed.
So the space at Jerry's is used?
Yes, it is. So it's actually in the hub. So the expansion took place on May 21st, and it is now just a small, intimate location. It's a hub that you can offer. You know, you can do events, talks, trainings, cultural activities, you name it. But I'm not trying to reinvent the wheel. I am a small business owner and know the struggles as a small business owner, and wanted to help those that are also going down the same journey and let them have access to those resources. And it's not just SEG. There's other nonprofits or other organizations that are now servicing small businesses and those that are underserved and underprivileged.
What does SEG stand for?
Social Enterprise Greenhouse.
You got that, Tom?
I do now.
All right. Before we get back, Jerry, this is too funny, Jay. You're just going to be a little careful. Tom went to a place to get a coffee, and it's not that it's leaking.
It's like a stigmata. I don't know what's going on here.
Oh.
The
I've
cup
never seen a coffee cup leak.
It's leaked
like
from the bottom
I've seen iced coffee and it's
and the
sweats.
sides.
This is like the sides of the cup. I'll hold it up in a minute. We'll show the viewers at home.
But he's gonna-
I just cleaned it off. We'll give it a few
Wow.
minutes.
I see it. I see
It's
it
like
already
look at
started.
it's crazy.
We had to get
It's like
Tom.
I'm
Oh, you
losing.
need
Should
a
I
new
get a
cup.
refund for about a tenth of it?
I
That's right,
would.
because you're losing it.
You're losing your coffee.
It's coming out the sides. I don't get it.
Unbelievable.
It's new to me.
It's
but-
that king. Now Jerry brought in coffee. She's not having an issue.
No, she's got a good cup.
Mine says no, not yet. Closer, almost there.
Oh, there you go.
know, I'm not ready yet.
And you're like me, Jerry. It might take normally, if I didn't have a sweaty cup, it would take me 4 hours to finish this coffee.
That's me.
Yeah, it takes all day.
It takes me.
Yeah. But so you really need a good cup, you know.
Well, yeah, you needed to hold it. Wow.
I don't want to.
Hold it.
I don't
the-
want to
the-
knock
the
the
po-
people who sent me in.
The porous styrofoam.
Inexpensive
Is it
cup of
styrofoam
coffee.
or
Well,
It
is
is
that's
it just
the problem
paper?
because you went to styrofoam instead of going to paper.
Apparently, I need to. I
Save
need
the
to
planet.
Go big time and get a Yeti or one of those cups where it's still hot at 4 p.m.
Oh, there you
because,
go.
like you,
Yeti.
that's expensive. I
Yeah.
know. I'll ask.
Stanley cup and the Yeti cup.
I'll ask for it for Christmas. but
Smart.
'cause I'm too cheap to pay for a Yeti cup.
Oh.
So how many businesses have you helped out so far since you started this, Jerry?
Me personally, I'm not the one who's actually facilitating the meetings and the one-on-ones, but
They contact you and say, okay, so we got some people coming up to your place.
right, they will schedule an appointment.
Okay.
And then SEG will get the notification, and then they will have someone on site available to do an intake.
Okay.
You know, they have a list of questions, just trying to get a feel of what their needs are. And then from there, they will now assign them they will write up a needs assessment proposal and then assign it to an advisor who will now work directly with this business to establish a goal and how they can accomplish those goals.
Can I ask Jerry? Because I'm new to this. I know you're kind of an incubator, but tell me how it works specifically. You said first of all some people coming up from the south, or I imagine people in Woonsocket. It doesn't matter. So, what is it? Somebody just has a germ of an idea and says, Jerry, I have this idea. I'm not sure where to go or how to proceed. So, what is it that happens with somebody when they talk to you? And
Okay, so someone will either come into my space, which is the retail component,
Yep.
and kind of get a feel of how are you still operating, with as a retail. So we know businesses are closing, malls are closing, and they want to have the initial conversations, and then they will go into, well, I've been trying to grow my business and get it going, but I'm having some challenges. Tell me a little bit about how, what resources are out there. So clearly it looks like you're doing pretty good when it staying open. So then I will let them know about other resources that are out. So it's not just SEG. You've got REBA, you got the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce. So those are the resources I tapped into through my journey. So they can choose at that point which resource fit their needs. And then I will provide them with the contact information to reach. But with Social Enterprise Greenhouse being on site on Wednesdays, businesses can schedule a time to talk to someone.
You mean somebody comes to to your place on Wednesday?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
They actually come into the Cultural Connection on Wednesdays and is available from 11 to 3 o'clock to offer one-on-one counseling or overall just a consultation. From there, they will submit an overall proposal. And then on a monthly basis, Social Enterprise works alongside the Woonsocket Education Center to do trainings. So the trainings could be on marketing, it could be on budget, whatever those bigger trainings. So now it's open to anyone who needs to come in for those specific trainings. So I'm just an incubator space, like as you mentioned, as a hub that will connect these businesses, these community individuals coming in looking for different things. So it's not just businesses. It's also voting. People who may want to know how to vote, what's the right process. So now I have the Secretary of State reaching out, asking, can I come into your hub and offer those services? I've had policy chats where people were talking about how, as a small business, you can be impacted. I've had people who are launching their books. They will do book reading, book signing. So I've had, just to kind of give you an idea of the different types of activities and events that are taking place in the hub. It's growing. We've had Dr. Fine. Dr. Fine actually came in to talk about healthcare and his books. So there's a lot happening in the space, and rather than going to an institutionalized type of environment, the Cultural Connection offers a more welcoming, where you feel comfortable opening up about some of these issues and challenges that you may be faced with. And either I can offer some resources that I personally have gone through, or I will connect you with someone who does provide those services.
So you can be personally mentoring people about business, and then you can be plugging them into the resources that are out there. I know I'm old now, and I think they're still out there, but we had SCORE, Service Corps Retired Executives, which I tapped into 30 years ago when I was thinking of starting the Breeze. And a man came and it was just like, well, here's the things you got to do. So you're offering some of the same ideas. You're just helping people
Dave also
get started.
tapped into me as well, so I've had them at my space.
Good.
Do people come to you and say, what do you do, Jerry, or what do other businesses do to attract employees?
Well, I'm looking for employees myself, but before I can get to that point, I actually have to raise the capital to be able to afford having a staff. But they have mentioned, and that's some of the sagas that we talk about, and leading into October 16th, we're actually going to have like a session where we're inviting small businesses to talk about these challenges, talk about the journey, and how maybe you may be able to share how you overcame those challenges as a new small business going down that same path,
Okay.
So we're in this together, trying to help each other out and figure out, don't give up because this individual had the same problem and this is how they were able to work it out.
Right.
All right, we're going to take a break here in the Coffee and program, and more coming your way. This portion of Coffee and sponsored by the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce, their relentless advocacy team, sports members of all sizes and types. We work tirelessly to shape policies, ideas, and opportunities to improve the business environment. And the Northern Rhode Island Chamber of Commerce endeavor to keep you informed of new regulations and legislative actions that could impact your business. Find out more. Visit their website at nrichamber.com.
Our family caring for your family. The Holiday Retirement Home is a skilled nursing and rehabilitation facility with a home-like atmosphere where laughter is the best medicine. The Holiday keeps their patients and residents involved in varied activities and events so they have the opportunity to live life to the fullest. The Holiday Retirement Home has their own in-house physical, occupational, and speech therapy staff with more than 300 years of combined experience. Stop in for a tour. The Holiday is right off Route 99 on Sales Hill Road in Manville, and for more information you can visit their website at holidayretirement.com.
The Coffee and Panel is enjoying coffee from Down East Coffee Roasters. All their coffee is roasted right here in Rhode Island. Down East Coffee Roasters is available at all Little General stores.
It's the worldwide sound of ON Radio.
All right, it's Coffee Ann on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. My name's Joe Callahan. I'm here with Jerry Barclay King from Jerry's Bluffing Boutique. Tom Ward is here as well, and we want to go right to Tom Ward's coffee cup.
Yeah, I just want to update everyone now that you can see this. I don't know what's going on with this coffee cup, and I don't want to, give a big plug to the people who sold it to me, but by God, this is a very drippy coffee cup. I don't know what is going on with this. The cheapest styrofoam I've ever worked with. So anyway, now that you know, now those of you who are on the internet, now you know what we're talking about. You've seen it firsthand.
You need like another cup.
Oh. You're gonna give me we're gonna double another styrofoam cup.
But this is
you know what? It's gonna mess up the planet.
Just put it underneath it.
Yeah.
Just as an underneath.
Well, I know we can do that, but I don't. These are so bad for the planet. You keep your coffee cup. I'll just keep wiping it off with my paper towels.
With the paper
and when I
towel.
leave, I'll be done. I'll pour it out and we'll be done.
Well, then you just have to drink it faster.
I do. I know
That's
more.
what you want to do.
Today you can do it faster.
No noontime thing today. Today I gotta drink up and head to the bathroom and drink up some more.
We got a note that was called in at 766-1240 on a different topic. Last night's news reported that Los Angeles reports that there are 45,000 homeless people, but we allow and spend millions of dollars allowing migrants into the country daily. Where are our priorities?
Oh, that's a question from a caller. I was
Yes,
gonna say,
yes.
I thought you were talking about a Los Angeles news report. And I'm
No,
like,
it's just
that
that
doesn't
there's
sound
45,000 homeless in the city
No.
of LA. And
I
so
tend to
there's-
agree. On the one hand, we need immigration. We have, people, when they give me grief about saying, close the borders, not close the borders, but get smart about the border. It's like, oh, you're racist, you're this, you're that. I'm like, no. I pick a number, United States of America. Do we need 1 million people? Do we need 1.5 million per year? Do we need 1 million people per year? I think we do.
All right.
I don't care what color. I don't care what creed. I don't care about any of that stuff. I just want them to come in and be hardworking and fend for themselves. It's not 100 years ago anymore. The idea of coming in with family and we're not going to give you any services, those days are over. We can certainly give them a helping hand up and get them started, just like Jerry's doing. Whether they want to start a business or whether they just want to get to work somewhere, wherever that somewhere is. But I think as the United States, we have we've earned the place where we can say we're going to be a little bit picky about who's coming in here. You got a criminal record? No, turn around. We don't. I'm sorry, but go back home. If you're just and most of these people at the border are. If you're just good, decent people, we've got room and we can help. And but now we're sort of in this culture war thing where there's Donald Trump and there's Kamala Harris and there's the two parties and Trump being more extreme about shutting the border, and Kamala Harris's record is clear. The border's wide open, and so where do we find? Are we ever going to find a middle ground? I mean, because there is a middle ground. We need people. I don't care what color. I don't care where they come from. We need good people, and find a way. Find a way. I don't mean to. I don't mean to filibuster here, Jerry. I'm sure you have your thoughts on this too, but it's just there's got to be a middle ground here.
You want to respond, Jerry, at all?
I agree with Tom. There's a middle ground, and I am all for immigrants. But if there are, regulations I get it. You know, that's where
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have to, just like how you have to apply for a visa. You know, that's how my family came. I wasn't born in the United States.
Your parents were immigrants, right?
I am.
Yeah. Oh, you are.
I am.
From where?
Okay. Tell me
So
where
I
you're from.
came from Liberia,
Okay.
and it was during the war.
Yep.
In 1980, the war, the civil war in Liberia, and that's how I ended up in the United States. Had that
You must
war
have been
not
very
happened,
young. You must have been very young. You must have been a
I'll
baby.
take it. I'll take it.
No, really, you must have been a baby.
Thank you. So
but-
yeah, it's one of those things where, you know, I am too an immigrant, and coming to the United States was like a safe haven, where my parents felt more safe and they had access to resources and the land of the opportunity. So, and you know, I didn't waste that.
No,
And most of the folks
obviously.
that you will see coming are looking for a better life. So you won't find them lazy if they end up, you know, on the wrong path of the tracks. That's 1 in a million. You know, you can't just lump everybody into one situation that just went bad.
right.
But I'm all for it because, as you can see, right now we're having problems with folks working.
Right.
And you'll find those that are hungry to work coming from other countries because they had lesser. And
Right.
now they're trying to rebuild and take care of their family and get a better education, and so on and so forth. So for you to say, you know, immigration should be, the borders should be closed. I mean, if you honestly look at, we're all immigrants.
That's one point.
Right.
We're all immigrants.
And I honestly
so-
don't know because my grandfather came from Ireland. My grandfather on my paternal grandfather came from Ireland. Maternal grandparents came from Quebec, and I assume they came here legally, but I don't know. I mean, when Socket was just begging for employees,
Yes.
people were starving in Quebec, so they came down.
Okay, no.
And now I assume it was a legal process, but you know what? It was the 1800s. I don't know.
knows?
There was no big government to make sure that this was going
I'm sure that
properly.
border was wide open.
It was.
We need workers.
You know what? Yeah, that's right. And so, but the people who came here didn't get assistance. They got the same thing everyone gets now. Your kids go to public school. You know, I don't think it was quite as kind around a hospital, for instance. There was no free hospital. I think at the time it's like, you know, you want to be mended up, someone's going to pay for that. But by and large, you know, through the immigration process, Ellis Island and all that stuff, you know, you had to be, who were you going to, where were you going to live? You're not living in any subsidized housing. You're living with a family. And so they'd have 20 people in a 3-decker, 1-unit apartment until they got jobs and they started to be self-sustaining and they took care of themselves. So it's much kinder now, and I would argue perhaps it's too kind. I still want to give them education. I still want to, you know, if they need a hospital, take care of it. There are things we can do where they do get help coming across the border. But there are also things that it's like, I don't know, are we supposed to provide housing and iPhones and all this kind of stuff, which they are, by the way, in Massachusetts. Yeah, they're just getting phones. They get the list of
EBT
what
cards.
Massachusetts is giving to migrants, I think would shock even you.
That shocked me now with the telephone.
Uber rides, you know, anywhere they want to go, supposedly for jobs or for this, but they're not necessarily using it for that. And so, you know, so now even people are screaming in Massachusetts. Massachusetts is a pretty liberal state, and
We've run out of room.
you only need to go to Rentham and see that they put 600 migrants
In the prison.
In the prison,
Yeah.
not to imprison them, but just housing, and you know, and then suddenly 30 new kids are showing up at
the school.
King Philip High School, and people in Rentham are like, wait a minute, and some of that is racism, there's no doubt, but some of it is just like, wait a minute, we worked our rear ends off to get to a town like Rentham, and we want to live here, and we live in peace and quiet, and you put hundreds of migrants in the prison and send them to our schools. And that where is the middle ground in that? I'm not sure. I'm not sure how you handle things like that. But the border is wide open. We are taking too many people in, as far as I'm concerned. I think there's room for, again, 500,000, 1 million. Find a consensus that says, yes, we need immigrants, and we don't care about their color or creed, but we want them to be crime-free, we want them to not have a record, and we want them to get to work. and I'm all for, because that's going to make this country so much stronger. It already is. You know, even if you go back 150 years, I saw this once from somebody who is now would be considered a liberal Democrat, and he said this at the Museum of Work and Culture, and I'm not going to out him here because I think he would walk back the words today.
All right.
Because I think there were clearly a bit of racism involved, and he would not want to be called racist. So I'm not going to use his name. But what he said was, the people that have come to America over the last 200 years, why is one of the reasons America's thriving and become this leader? And it's people like your parents and my grandparents that basically had the courage to get off their duffs and leave their country, which is a huge, think about that. Would you do it? Would I do it? It's a big decision.
Yeah.
Now, it might have been a little easier for your parents during war, but there's a lot of people who stayed behind in Liberia.
Yes.
And because they were afraid. They were like, it's a big step.
Mm-hmm.
But the people who take that big step are generally courageous people. And they have something in them that drives them for a better life. And so they come to America and they appreciate what's just happened to them. They think they got lucky, and then they teach their kids, and it really strengthens the fabric of this country. Again, color, creed, who cares? But it really strengthens the fabric of the country. And so that is how America gets this strong. And we do get stronger through immigration. But it has to be, because we always have, but it has to be this controlled immigration. It has to be, what's the number we're looking for? The United States has a right to say, wait a minute, we're going to let 1 million people or 500,000 people, whatever the number is, and you're going to have to come through regulations, and you're going to have to come through the way we want you to come through, introduce yourself, tell us about your life, show us your stuff, and not just be walking through an open southern border. That's what I need to be.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was my question.
Rich Elaine has joined us at the Coffee and Program. Good morning to you, Rich.
Good morning.
Nice to have Rich with us here today as well. Jerry, back to your doing stuff at your business at Jerry's Bluffing Boutique. When if people want to get involved or they say, "Oh, gee, Jerry can help me," how do they get a hold of you?
They have several ways that they can get a hold of me. They can pop into the boutique on Wednesdays for sure, because that's when the sessions are taking place and when we're doing, walk-ins / one-on-one appointments. Thursday, I'm there for the public. Friday, Saturday from 11 to 6. Other than that, they can request an appointment through gbbculturalconnection.org to schedule an appointment with me, or with the store is bluffingBoutique@gmail.com.
All right, very good. You know what's cool at Jerry's Bluffing Boutique that I think, and it's a small little thing up on the wall. There's a map of the world, and she's got little push pins, and people from all over the world grab a pin and put their country.
Nice.
And you should see from all over how many people from all over the world have been to her store.
Yeah.
It's fascinating to see.
It is. It would be. It is.
I'm like,
great.
When you were
look
talking
at
about
this.
the immigration and how and the culture, it's just my way. The face, when you see how they light up when they are openly saying where they're from and their heritage. I've had folks, millennials, that I didn't think they were from different countries, when they take the push pin and put it in, and I said, well, can you say something in your native language? So I've had Sweden, and she actually said, talk to me. I've had German talk to me in the German language, Dutch, you name it. And the furthest I've had so far is Taiwan.
That's a long
And
way.
also on the other side, I have Hawaii. Just
All right.
having those
Yeah.
two extremes when you're looking at the world map.
Excellent.
great.
All right.
That's a lot of fun. It's a great idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you want to know who's coming into your shop, and you also want to capture the different diversities that are actually living in our community that we don't know. And so if you actually pop in, you'll see the faces of those who have come from different countries or different southern states, and they share what they have done to make an impact in our community. And it's interesting how the Polish community was here 80 years ago, and now they have businesses and they're thriving. You have folks from Africa, the Barbados. So you've got a wide mixture. India is another one that's growing in this northern part of the state. Yep. So just hearing what they're actually doing to make Rhode Island, let alone the northern part of the state, a better place than they met it. So.
Okay, we're going to take a break. Jerry, thanks for being with us. You can stick around if you like. That's certainly up to you. It's time for a look at the forecast being brought to you by Bank of America.
Mostly cloudy skies today with a high of 73 and a calm wind. Tonight, mostly cloudy skies, overnight low of 54, a 60% chance of a shower. Saturday's weather? Mostly cloudy skies, then gradually becoming sunny with a high of 73 and a north breeze. Sunday, sunshine and 67. Monday, showers, 90% chance with a high of 63. Tuesday, mostly sunny with a high of 63. Wednesday, sunshine and 61. And on Thursday, mostly sunny, high near 60.
Outside the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Ave and Kennedy Street with sunny skies, we have 58 degrees. Bank of America has powerful digital solutions for local and global businesses so you can make every move matter. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. Bank of America, N.A., copyright 2024.
You know, when you're paying the right price for protection, you just know it. It's that warm, fuzzy, totally secure feeling, knowing that you're not only getting great coverage, but you're also not paying too much for it. And when it comes to your insurance, there's no one better at getting the right price for your protection than Allstate agents Kara and Celeste Benjamin, because they know when it comes to your bank account, every penny counts towards something bigger, something better. Like a nicer car, that home update you've been dreaming of, or a phone that's fresh out of the box. Those little or big things that we work so hard for. And Kara and Celeste Benjamin want to help you work a little less by getting you the coverage you need and the savings you deserve when you switch to Allstate. Contact Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. One agency, 2 locations in North Smithfield and Bellingham. 765-5000 for a free quote today. Allstate, you're in good hands. And you're in good hands with Kara and Celeste Benjamin at the Benjamin Agency. Savings vary based on the average annual savings reported by new auto customers surveyed in 2019 who switched to Allstate.
In a world where good food, friendly faces, and unforgettable memories collide, there's one place that stands out from the rest. Gators Pub is proudly celebrating 35 years of excellence in North Smithfield. Join us at Gators Pub, where every visit feels like coming home. Our secret to success? It's simple. Our super friendly staff and mouth-watering dishes prepared fresh daily by our talented chefs. Sink your teeth into our delectable lunch specials from Monday through Thursday and savor complimentary soup to warm your soul. Enjoy the game day excitement with multiple TVs showing the Boston Red Sox while indulging in classic appetizers like our famous potato skins and pita chips. Looking for a lively atmosphere to watch volleyball games? Look no further. Pair it with our juicy burgers or the latest cocktail creations to elevate your experience. Gators Pub, your ultimate destination for good times and great food. Come and celebrate with us at Gators Pub on Route 102, just a mile before Wright's Chicken Farm. Make every moment memorable at Gators Pub, where good friends and great flavors meet. Remember, there are no strangers at Gators Pub, just good friends you haven't met yet.
Lou Mandeville here to tell you the only place to get your local high school and college scores, as well as the Pats, Bruins, Celtics, and Sox is on My Morning Sports Reports. And they are right here on ON 1240, Monday through Friday on the Morning Fun Show.
This portion of Coffee In is sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper.
The Valley Breeze has been a local news leader since its founding in 1996, and more people are reading our stories today than ever before. We believe our mission of making our community stronger by telling their stories is not just a tagline, but a way of life for our staff as they connect with you, our loyal readers and advertisers. Our team thanks you for always reading, always reaching out, and always helping toward our shared vision. Check out any of our 5 editions or visit valleybreeze.com for more.
All right, Coffee In here on ONAM and FM. Thanks for joining us. I'm Joe Callahan here with Jerry Barclay King. Tom Ward and Rich Lane is with us from Post 85. What's going on?
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
They keep trying to talk Rich and I into the tag team when they have the wrestling there, and We just haven't been able to put it together yet.
That'd be great.
Soon, though.
That's
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
Or it'd be
we'll
funny
see.
anyway.
It would be funny. God, there would be some good laughs. I tell you.
Well, you better hurry up, Joe, because I'm getting a little bit too old to do that stuff. I'll tell you that much. So what's going on? Yeah, I mean, we're going to have a pretty quiet weekend this weekend down at the Post. There isn't really a whole lot kicking off, but let's get to next weekend there, Saturday, October 12th. The Fraternal Order of Police, my Lodge 28, is going to have a cornhole tournament down there. And the registration for that is starts at 4 p.m. and the bags start to fly at 5 p.m. There's going to be cash prizes for the first, second, and third place finishers. $30 per person. That includes an all-you-can-eat dynamites. So it's not a beer and dynamite, so it's not all you can drink, just all you can eat dynamites. I would imagine cornhole bags can get a little crazy if you've had a little bit too much to drink. You know,
This game looks so easy, and it's the most difficult game I think
Yeah,
I've ever played. Next to
yeah.
golf. It's incredibly hard.
But I'll tell you, you know, I've gone up many times to watch this, being a member of the Lodge 28 for the FOP, and they set up the cornhole boards underneath the pavilion. You know, so I mean, there's plenty of room to play, and they got like 8 sets up there, and man, it's just a lot of fun to watch. You know, people really get into it. To me, it's kind of like pickleball, but hey, you know, that's just my personal
People
opinion.
aren't getting hurt as much by cornhole.
No, that's right.
Pickleball, the hospitals are full of pickleball champions.
What's the problem? Is it
All
a
these
wrist thing or an
70-year-old,
elbow thing?
Yeah.
all these
Shoulder
70-year-old.
thing?
No, the Achilles tendon. My daughter is a physician assistant, and she's like, they have a name for it. They call it pickleball something.
Syndrome?
But everybody, all these seniors think they're 18 again, and they start, and they're all getting hurt. I didn't mean to interrupt. You continue on.
I thought you were going to say you didn't mean to call me a senior.
No. But cornhole, thank God, they're not getting hurt.
Not as
But
much, anyway.
if anybody wants to take part in the cornhole tournament, if you got a team you'd like to put together, you can call the American Legion Post 401 766-7585, and just tell them that what you're interested in. And the commander down at our post is kind of in charge of getting all that together, so they'll put you in touch with him. But like I said, that's Saturday, October 12th for a cornhole tournament from 4. Registration at 4. The bag's starting to fly at 5. Now the next day, on Sunday, October the 13th, Bombshell Betty's is going to be down at American Legion Post 85 with the cards down there. It's their second annual end of the season bash. That starts at 11 o'clock on Sunday, October the 13th, goes till 4 p.m. Going to have some live music, raffles. There'll be some vendors down there with the food trucks and the whole bit. Bombshell Betty's is always a fantastic time. They dress in their, and this, from what I'm seeing here, it's pre-'80s. So that you're going to have all your older vehicles there, and people do period dress-ups and stuff. So it's a lot of fun. Come on down for that. Then the big one, all right, and the folks sitting here at the studio and everybody out there, veterans, residents, Rhode Island, anywhere you're listening to us, Sunday, October the 20th, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, up at our American Legion Eternal Flame site. We've got a Vietnam dedication going on that day. That's going to be Sunday, October 20th at 1 p.m. They're talking still about having a Black Hawk flyover. I know we get some bagpipes coming up there. Hopefully get a 21-gun salute. Going to be some real good guest speakers. And hopefully we got a lot of our veterans out there show up, especially if you're a Vietnam veteran. Please, 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 we invite you to come up on Sunday, October 20th. It's going to be a great day to honor, those who served in Vietnam. And what we're going to do is we're going to read off. There were 19 KIAs, Vietnam KIAs, in the city of Woonsocket. So we're going to be calling out their names. We're going to have a little ceremony for them. And I have been given the ultimate honor of reading those names. And that is going to be such a proud moment for me. Very, very happy to do that. But like I said, Sunday, October 20th, we'll have all that going for you. After the ceremony, we're going to have a light luncheon inside. So please come. That's all I can say. And if you haven't been up to Post 85 down on River Street to take a look at the Eternal Flame site. I mean, it's really impressive. We've got the brick walkway with names etched in it. We got all the flags from, it started out being an all-war memorial. So actually, it started out being World War II. And we turned it into an all-war memorial. We've got all the flags that surround the Eternal Flame with those that, the flags that flew during World War II and all our allies during that time period. So very impressive to see. Saturday, October the 26th, is our trunk or treat for the kids. Saturday, October the 26th, from 4:30 to 7. It's free. It's open to the public. I think this is like the 4th year they do it. The auxiliary and the Post kind of put that on, but we get, everybody helps out. Sons of the American Legion, the auxiliary, Friends of Fairmount, they all help us out. Like I said, Saturday, October 20th, 4:30 to 7, free, open to the public. Bring your kids down. It's a trunk or treat. We're actually going to give a prize out to the trunk, the car trunk that's best decorated. So, like I said, roll in with your vehicles. If you want to know a little bit more about it, like I said, you can call down the Post at 401-766-7585. We can give you a lot more information on that if you need it. One thing I always like to remind people, American Legion Post 85, we are open to the public. So if you drive by there and see, gee, I wonder if we can stop in there and have a beverage. Well, you most certainly can. Just pull in, come on downstairs, introduce yourself. We got 4 different entities you can join down there. We have the regular Legion. You've got to be a veteran for that. As far as the Sons of the American Legion or the auxiliary, you have to have a spouse or a father, mother, grandfather, but somebody in your direct family that wasn't in the military to join either the Sons or the auxiliary. And then we have the Friends of Fairmount, which is a civilian organization of basically, you don't have to have anybody that was served in the military, but they're a civilian organization that just that supports the Post and the veterans. Hall rentals, we do hall rentals down there. So if you're looking for a place to hold your function, that you want to save yourself a couple of bucks, our beverages are extremely low priced. The hall rental is extremely low. So if you're looking for a little hall to have your event in, give us a call down at the Post. And in closing, I always like to mention the courtesy vehicle. The courtesy vehicle is, we've had this for about 1.5 years now. If you're a veteran out there and you need a ride to your medical appointment, no knock on the VA. The VA does as good as they can, but there was a need to get the veterans the rides to their medical appointment up here in the northern part of the state. So about 1.5 years ago, we had a vehicle donated to American Legion Post 85 from Kevin Meehan over at Imperial Chevrolet in Mendon. He donated a vehicle to us. So what we do with this vehicle is, I'm the duty officer. I got 11 volunteer drivers. If you are in need of if you're a veteran in need of a ride to your medical appointment, call the Post, 401-766-7585. Give them your name, your phone number. The Post will get in touch with me as the duty officer. And what we will do, if the date is available, because we do 1 trip a day, so as soon as you know about your medical appointment, call and reserve that date. But if the date is available, we will pick you up at your home. We will take you to your medical appointment. We will wait for you at your medical appointment, and then we will drive you back home. That's all free of charge.
All right. This is Fairmount, right?
Yep, this is Fairmount.
I think
Yep.
my brother's having his event with you.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, and I mean, I'm a resident of Massachusetts. I belong to this American Legion Post myself for about 11 years now. And I'll tell you, you'll be hard-pressed to find an organization in this area. And I'm not saying because I belong to the Post, but it's just absolutely true. We do so much out of there for not only veterans, but for the surrounding community.
Right.
I think it's the first bar I ever went into. I think my father was about 5.
Oh, yeah.
And he took me in.
Your father was 5 years old?
No, I was 5.
You were 5.
My father was legal. He had served in the war. He had
Yeah.
grown up in Fairmount. And I think one day we were in the car and he goes, I'm just gonna have a little beer. Come on in, Tommy. And we went into the Fairmount Post. I remember that. I think it was like a nickel beer or something. And he knew the guys because he grew up in Fairmount. He knew the guys.
Did you get a Coke for you?
He of course he did.
Okay.
He got me a little soda.
Soda pop.
I just remember going in and that happening. I was probably, I don't know, 5, 6, something like that. And it was so that, like I said, that's the first bar I ever went to.
You're going to have to come down and visit us
I know.
again because
well,
it's
I'm going
changed.
to because my
it's
brother's
really
having
changed.
his event there for the end of my brother John Ward. Is
Okay, yeah.
Is having his event there. I think
yeah.
November 3rd. I think.
Yeah.
He's having with the whole council team. So
okay.
so I will see you there.
Awesome.
Set up those cornhole
Absolutely.
things.
Practice.
Yeah. I don't want to hurt myself though.
All right, Rich, thank you. And more Coffee Hands coming up. This portion of Coffee Hands has been sponsored by the Valley Breeze newspaper.
The Valley Breeze has been a local news leader since its founding in 1996, and more people are reading our stories today than ever before. We believe our mission of making our community stronger by telling their stories is not just a tagline, but a way of life for our staff as they connect with you, our loyal readers and advertisers. Our team thanks you for always reading, always reaching out, and always helping toward our shared vision. Check out any of our 5 editions or visit valleybreeze.com for more.
When you visit the Menard Locature Funeral Home's website, you'll find a wealth of important information, including frequently asked questions about the various options of pre-planning funeral etiquette, visitation, personal help to help the family, and many others. Remember, pre-planning is safe and helpful to family members who may be overwhelmed with details and responsibilities. It also assures that the deceased's final wishes are met. Their website will also feature several photos of their 2 beautiful and classic funeral homes at 127 Carrington Avenue, Woonsocket, and 71 Central Street, Manville. You'll be treated with courtesy and understanding. Their main phone number is 762-1825. Menard Locature Funeral Homes.
Celebrate St. James, CYO, and Youth Ministry in Manville, Rhode Island. In honor of the parish's 150th anniversary, a CYO and Youth Ministry open house reunion will be held on Sunday, October 27th from 1 to 4 p.m. in the parish gym. Reconnect with friends and relive your favorite memories from sports, dances, plays, singing in the choir, and more. For more information, visit stjamesmanville.org. That's SAINT, jamesmanville.org. Don't miss out. Spread the word and celebrate with us.
It's Coffee In on ON Radio. Thanks for joining us. Joe Callahan along with Jerry Barclay King, Tom Ward, and Rich Lane. I want to bring this up to Rich. Jerry and Tom, you might not know this, but Rich in another lifetime was a Massachusetts correctional officer.
Okay.
And that's why I bring up the next story, Rich. All
Oh
right?
boy, here we go.
Tell me,
Here we go.
tell me
Here we
how
go.
much trouble this person is in. It's a Dartmouth, Massachusetts police officer.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to prison for 10 to 15 years. One, police officers don't do well in prison, as we know. But he's going in because he was convicted of raping his young stepdaughter multiple times between 2011 and 2013 and molesting a family friend, a 15-year-old girl, in 2013. How tough is he going to have this?
He more than likely won't be incarcerated anywhere in New England.
Really?
Yeah, that'd be my guess. They'll probably, they'll do a prisoner exchange or prisoner swap. I can't be positive, but
Right.
that'd just be my guess. I don't think you'll see this guy do time.
And is it just to keep him
He'll do
safe?
his time, but yeah.
Yeah.
And then wherever they take him, they probably put him in protective custody and he'll be isolated. Yeah, no, he's pretty much. Hey.
Well, look at the crime.
Do the crime, do the time.
Yeah, no, I understand.
Yeah.
Or you could do this. You could bring this individual over to my house. And I have a tree with piano wire, and
See, we can't do that,
No, we
Rich.
can't do that either.
No.
Okay, all right. Well, then
I
let
think
the
that's
state
frowned
let the
upon.
state incarcerate him.
If they send him to another prison, let's say out, like Iowa,
They're still gonna know.
But that's it. Would someone tell him, okay, you're not a cop, you're a carpenter, and make up a different crime? just to protect yourself. Are they ever told that?
They're all bank robbers. You didn't know that?
Well, there you go.
Oh yeah, they're all bank robbers. Absolutely.
They're all innocent too.
I can't say. I won't say the institution I first started at because that would people get me in trouble and stuff like that. But the institution I first started at, they said that like maybe 70% of the rapists and child molesters, 70% of the population was in that prison. Wow. Yeah, but they were all bank robbers. Every one of them. Every one of them.
Just create a good story that you're a bank robber.
Yeah, and you're good. You're good. You know. Yeah.
You don't think they would have access to the record? I mean, if all of that is public.
Well, the prisoners.
Well, the prison. Yeah.
But how do the prisoners get the information?
Yeah, I remember.
They have internet now. I've seen people.
The prisoners.
I was like, wow, how do they have access?
Okay. You're right. I'm sure they do.
They'll look it up. Okay. Well, this guy's in trouble. That's all I can think of. Anyway, and how about this guy out of Attleboro? He runs a used car dealership in Swansea. He's buying cars off auctions, which is what used car dealers do, and then he's turning around and selling them to people and saying, "Don't worry about it. I'll send you the title in the mail," and then doesn't send the title. And now
what happens? I know the people are in trouble because they can't.
Well, they can't register the car. Yeah, and he's got the money. So it's fraud, basically.
How long did he think he'd get away with that?
I don't know, because that's real short term.
Because you want to register the car the next day or in a couple of days.
Yeah.
Or like a week later, there's a problem.
Yep. I don't know and then the buyers, they start calling the dealership.
Of course.
Hey, his name is Edward.
Where's my title?
Ed, where is it? I haven't got it. Now he stops responding to phone calls. He's not taking phone calls. Now
That's
he goes
what I mean.
underground.
That scam only lasts a week or two. It's not like it's a long-term thing.
And so after a while, the buyers call the police and say, "This is what's going on." And they went. It took a little while to find him, a couple of days. He was hiding. But they got him.
Wouldn't you go down to visit Ed?
You would go there.
I would go and visit him. So. I was hi Ed, it's me. Remember?
Where's my title? Here, I'm going to save your stamp. Give me my title.
Well, we don't have it yet. We're still waiting to get it from the auction. I think is what he was saying.
And at that point, I'm sure the law enforcement would have to get involved.
I think so.
Again, Rich?
Again, here I go again. And I'm a very. I'm not a violent man.
Well, I guess
just don't mess with me, please.
Word to the wise: if you're thinking of buying a car, don't walk out. If you're given the money, don't walk out
without the title. There you go.
Don't walk out the door without the title.
And don't say, "Oh, we'll email it to you."
Yeah, if the title's coming later, it's like no. You'll get your money when I get the title.
Yeah. All right. So we've all seen the devastation from the hurricane down south. It's just, especially in North Carolina, where it's just terrible. Now they're dealing with another problem because the high winds and the rains blew in through North Carolina, and what it did was it destroyed all the nests of yellow jackets that were in the trees and underground, and so it takes them a while to rebuild these. And now there are swarms of yellow jackets that got nowhere to go. And guess what? They're not happy.
They're going after Kansas soda.
They're going after you, is what they're doing. So now North Carolina, especially in Asheville, they've had to go out and they say buy, but maybe they've been donated, but tons and tons of Benadryl and EpiPens to help and distribute them for free because people are allergic to these things, and the Benadryl to help the rashes that you get. Ever been stung by a bee?
No, actually, I don't think I have.
Yes.
Not in a big way.
It's painful.
Yeah, it hurts.
It does. And just one. Yeah. And I can't imagine more.
But to your point, this is the kind of stuff that, when I heard about this problem down there, I thought, and there's a lot not being reported because everyone's so focused on Asheville and North Carolina, and then rightfully, I went checking on Bonita Springs, which is, we have a condo down there, not on the water, thankfully, but I just went looking at the news, and Wall Street Journal had a story about Tampa and how there was a smaller tidal surge, the tidal wave that comes up in front of the storm surge, comes up in front of the hurricane. That went all the way up the coast. Now, it was only 2 feet, 3 feet, 4 feet, but there are some places that's all they can take. Mm-hmm. And that so we all know about the 15 feet at the Big Bend, but there was a tremendous amount of damage, Fort Myers Beach again, all the way up that Florida West Coast. And so, and nobody's reporting that. Nobody's talked about that because there's a bigger problem in, Georgia and Asheville. And so that's what's getting the news time. But this was really bad. This was I have a sister-in-law and her husband who rented a place on Ave Maria Island, which is off Sarasota area, kind of. And they're like, this tremendous damage. It was about 4-foot storm surge. The whole thing is low. There's no high ground there, except unless you're one of the lucky ones who put a modern house up on stilts, and you're okay. But everywhere else, she says there's a couple of feet of sand in the roads, and they're cleaning it up now. And so, but no one's even talking about that.
Wow.
And that's. It's a big mess. This was a huge storm.
Jerry, do you know anybody down in that area of the country that's being
just my
affected by
daughter,
this?
but she's in the Charlotte part.
Okay,
so
okay.
She's
She's a little
okay,
further.
right?
She's not in the mountains. Yeah.
Okay, good. Yes,
On my way in this morning, I was listening, to you folks talking about like the migrant situation and stuff like that. But I saw the other day on the news, and this is what kind of made me wonder. I always live under the adage that if you're going to help somebody, you got to take the stick out of your own eye before you can take the stick out of somebody else's eye.
All right.
And I saw that the Department of Homeland Security, they've spent $650 million so far this year on illegal migrants coming into the country. And you talked about them getting the cell phones and that's all part of that $650 million. The DHS said that they've run out of money to be able to support people for the rest of the hurricane season. And the hurricane season runs to the end of November.
Right. There could be more storms coming.
But there's $650 million that went of U.S. taxpayer money that should be used for us.
You would think so.
That's I mean, and I know a lot of people get different opinions, and that's cool. I got my opinion. That's my opinion on it. You've got to we got to start take care of the people in our own country. I see veterans that, and I've personally been involved with veterans that are on the street, and it's just sad to see. It's just sad to see that we're taking resources, our taxpayer money. We're taking our resources that are supposed to be meant to help our U.S. citizens, and they're going somewhere else, and it's just sad. I wish I had the fix.
Well, give you another example. Wounded Warrior and Tunnel to Towers.
Mm-hmm.
Look at the work they do for some of these horribly injured veterans, and yet it's people like you and me who have to take money out of our pockets to do it. It's like, why isn't the government doing more to help these guys?
Well, yeah,
and
because our money's going to them. We've got to take care of our own.
Why are we begging for money from people when couldn't the government be doing some of this? Like for instance, what Tunnel to Towers does is pay off a mortgage for a mom, and she's got 2 or 3 kids, and it might be a first responder, it might be a soldier passes away, they get killed, whatever, and it's like, pay off the mortgage. It's like that is chump change to the United States government. It makes a massive difference to that mom and her kids just to say, oh my God, thank you, I've got this house and I don't have to worry about this anymore. And yet it's all private. Or when Tunnel to Towers are building now apartment houses for veterans.
Yes.
Of 20, 30, 40, 50 units to help these guys that you're talking about and women. Just give them a little safe, warm place to be. And it doesn't have to be fancy, but why can't the government be doing that?
You show me a country with the devastation we got from this hurricane. Somebody out there, if you can tell me a country that's donated money to help hurricane victims in the United States. You seen a country? You seen a country drop a couple of million on top of you to help out?
No. Dropping off supplies.
There you go. There you go. So and that's the whole thing. We take away from our own U.S. citizens to do something but nobody wants to help us out. So.
All right, we'll get one good story we'll leave you on a high note today.
All right, high note, yes.
There's a man in Washington, D.C., Lucky. The D.C. lottery says a man only identified as Philip H. claimed the $500,000 in the Lucky for Life drawing in August. A second person was also a winner, but lottery officials said at the time that that winner hadn't come forward. Turns out the second winner was also Philip H.
Yeah.
Who says he always buys 2 lottery tickets so he can double his prize just in case he wins. He didn't claim the second prize right away because he had misplaced the ticket.
Wait a minute. Buys 2 lottery tickets, but the same numbers? No, he gets
Yes.
2 lottery tickets with the. Oh, he gets 2 with the same numbers.
Unless you pick the same numbers.
But he has to split it with himself. If he was the only winner, wouldn't he get the whole million instead of twice?
They said, well, he got $500,000.
It's a different, maybe a different
and
way
then
of doing
the second winner gets, I don't know,
Yeah.
$100,000.
Well, whatever. God bless him. So
Where's Philip H. at?
Washington, D.C.
Washington. You have to live in Washington to be with Philip H.
They don't
He's
say.
not stupid. He's not giving it out.
Philip, we'll be there in about 8 hours. All right, just give us a couple of minutes to leave the studio.
All right,
Philip H. Send that money down to North Carolina.
There you go. There you go.
All right, that'll do it for the show for today. Thank you very much for listening in. Always appreciated. Jerry Barclay King, thanks for coming in today.
Thanks for having me.
All right, Tom Ward, thanks for coming in.
Thank you very
Good luck
much
with
for
that,
the invitation. Yeah, I think we're just about going to wrap
I've
it up
captured
here.
it. Don't worry.
Thank you.
All right, Rich Lane, thanks for coming in.
Thank you. Come on down, visit us at the Post.
Very good. I'm Joe Callahan. Have a great weekend, everyone. Stay tuned for Gary Smith and the crew. Do your remembers at 9:30 here on ON Radio.
Broadcasting live and local daily from the Navigant Credit Union broadcast studio at the corner of Park Avenue and Kennedy Street. This is WOON Woonsocket Radio. And now, the news. The University of Rhode Island welcomed oceanographer Bob Ballard and state officials yesterday to celebrate the progress being made in transforming the